buttercup, you're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall, won't stop till I get enough.
Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into the life of a true legend.
Oh, yeah.
Burt the crocodile.
Okay.
Now, you might be thinking another crocodile story, but trust me, this one's special.
Right.
This isn't just any crocodile. We're talking about a real movie star. And sadly, we're exploring his life because we recently lost this incredible creature.
He lived a remarkably long life.
Yeah.
You know,
Really?
Burt was estimated to be over 90 years old when he passed, which is practically unheard of for a crocodile in the wild.
That's right. And it's especially amazing when you consider that this is the same Burt who shared the screen with Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski in the 1986 hit movie Crocodile Dundee. Can you believe that was almost 40 years ago? That movie was a phenomenon.
Wow.
The second highest grossing film that year.
It really captured the world's imagination.
Yeah.
Part of that was the humor, of course.
Yeah.
But I think it also had to do with this image of Australia as this wild, untamed land full of unique creatures like Burt.
I think you're right. And Burt, as this massive saltwater crocodile, perfectly embodied that image. I mean, he wasn't just any croc.
Right.
He was over 5 meters long and weighed more than a car.
He was a powerful presence,
Yeah.
both on screen and in real life.
Wow.
Saltwater crocodiles are the largest living reptiles, and Burt was a particularly impressive specimen.
Oh, wow.
I read that they actually named him after Burt Reynolds.
No way. Is that true?
It is. Apparently, he was caught in the 1980s in a river named, you guessed it, the Reynolds River.
Wow.
Almost seems too perfect, doesn't it?
It really does. But after his capture, did they just release him back into the wild?
Well, for a while, he lived at a different wildlife park. But since 2008, he'd been living a comfortable life at Crocosaurus Cove in Darwin, Australia. I imagine it was quite a change of pace from his wild days in the Reynolds River.
I bet. But even in captivity, I read that Burt maintained his wild side. They described him as a confirmed bachelor known for his fiery temperament.
He definitely had a reputation for being a bit grumpy.
Oh, really?
Saltwater crocodiles are solitary creatures by nature, and Burt was no exception. He liked his space and wasn't afraid to let you know if you got too close.
So, thinking back to Crocodile Dundee and Burt's role in it, do you think the movie got his temperament right? I mean, did it portray saltwater crocodiles accurately?
That's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee definitely played up the crocodile part for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
But in reality, saltwater crocodiles are much more complex than just mindless man-eaters.
Uh-huh.
They're incredibly intelligent, adaptable creatures.
It's funny because for a lot of people, Crocodile Dundee was their first introduction to these animals.
Right. Yeah.
It really shaped their perception of crocodiles and maybe even of Australia itself.
Absolutely. The movie was a global phenomenon, and it presented this image of Australia as a land of adventure and danger. And Burt, with his size and power, became a symbol of that.
It makes you wonder how many people decided to visit Australia or maybe even avoid it because of that movie.
It certainly had an impact, and I think it's a good reminder of how powerful storytelling can be, especially when it comes to our understanding of the natural world.
It's interesting to consider how a single movie can shape our perceptions of an entire country or even a whole species.
Right.
Crocodile Dundee really put Australia and its wildlife on the map, and Burt became a sort of ambassador for that.
He really did. And it wasn't just the first Crocodile Dundee either. There was a sequel in 1988, Crocodile Dundee II, which continued to build on that image of Australia as this wild, adventurous place.
I haven't actually seen that one. Did it do as well as the original?
It was still a huge success, though not quite on the same level as the first. It was the 6th highest grossing film of that year.
Wow.
Which isn't bad at all.
Not bad at all. And then there was another sequel, right? I remember hearing about Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles.
That's right. That one came out in 2001.
Okay.
It seems like they were trying to recapture the magic of the original by bringing Mick Dundee to America, but it didn't quite have the same impact.
I guess it's hard to lightning strike twice.
Yeah.
Especially with something as unique as Crocodile Dundee.
It's true. But what's really interesting is that there was another Crocodile Dundee film released in 2020 called The Very Excellent Mr. Dundee.
Really? I don't think I even knew about that one.
It's a bit different from the others. In this one, Paul Hogan plays a fictionalized version of himself, like a retired actor who's trying to make a comeback.
So it's not really a Crocodile Dundee movie in the traditional sense?
Not exactly. But it does have some connections to the original films and plays with that Crocodile Dundee persona.
Uh-huh.
It even features Olivia Newton-John in one of her last film appearances.
Wow, I didn't realize that. It's a shame she's no longer with us.
It is a loss. She was a true icon. But it's interesting to think about how Burt's life, which spanned over 90 years, encompassed this entire film franchise, even if he wasn't directly involved in the later ones.
That's true. He was like a living link to that whole era.
He was.
Yeah.
And now with his passing, it feels like the end of an era in a very real sense.
It is sad to see him go. But what an incredible life he lived.
Yeah.
To think that he was around before the first Crocodile Dundee film even existed and lived long enough to see the legacy it created.
It's remarkable. His story is a reminder of the incredible resilience and longevity of these animals and how they can capture our imaginations and connect us to the natural world in such a profound way.
You know, you mentioned earlier how saltwater crocodiles are more complex than just mindless man-eaters. What are some things that people might not know about them? What makes them so fascinating to you?
Well, for one thing, they're incredibly intelligent creatures. They have a complex social structure and communication system, and they're incredibly adaptable, able to thrive in a wide range of environments.
So there's more to them than just their size and power.
Absolutely. They're master hunters, of course.
Right.
But they're also devoted parents caring for their young for months after they hatch.
I never knew that. I guess we tend to focus on the crocodile part and forget that they're also just animals trying to survive and raise their families, just like any other species.
That's a good point. We often project our own fears and assumptions onto animals, especially predators like crocodiles.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that they play a vital role in their ecosystems.
That's true. And Burt, in a way, helped to challenge those assumptions. He showed us that crocodiles can be more than just scary monsters.
Right.
They can be individuals with personalities just like us. He really did change the way we see these animals, and his longevity is just incredible to have lived for over 90 years, witnessing so much change in the world. It makes you wonder what Burt would have thought of all the attention he received.
It's amazing to consider, isn't it? He was around for so long, saw so much from his wild days in the Reynolds River to his time on the movie set to his later years at Crocosaurus Cove.
And through it all, he remained the symbol of the wild, untamed spirit of Australia.
Exactly. And his story highlights the importance of conservation efforts to protect these incredible creatures and their habitats.
I couldn't agree more. It's a reminder that we share this planet with so many amazing species, and it's our responsibility to ensure their survival. Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the life of Burt the crocodile. It's been a bittersweet journey, celebrating his incredible life, while also acknowledging the sadness of his passing.
He was a truly remarkable creature who left an undeniable mark on both the film industry and our understanding of these powerful animals.
As we say goodbye to Burt, here's a thought-provoking question for you to ponder, given the global impact of Crocodile Dundee. What other animal actors can you think of that have captured our imaginations and influenced our perceptions of the natural world?
That's a great question. To leave our listeners with, animals have played such a significant role in storytelling throughout history, shaping our understanding of the world around us.
Keep exploring, deep divers. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.
Farewell.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're